Hey everybody, so I'm sure all of you have seen this list by now. Thanks to Nerd City, this project is really able to explode and spread around. But the reveal video that I put together was made almost 2 months ago. I just had to wait for Nerd City to finish his big masterpiece. So I wanted to just give some updates and explain a little more in detail about the list. So I actually started this list myself back in early June, and I worked on it for a few days. I got a few hundred words done. And then I reached out to Nerd City and CeeLo because I'd seen they had done a lot of work on monetization stuff. And I was like, hey, do you guys want to put together this major project and maybe we can try and help a lot of YouTubers get monetized more often? I mean, it was basically just because I was tired of getting demonetized for, stupid little words here and there. So let's just get like a full list of all of the words so we can know exactly what we can't say. And to be honest, the more I've worked on this list, the more I feel like it was a bad idea to get myself into this. Because I already know this list is going to make me look very stupid a lot of times. Like I said, a lot of these words change regularly, and trying to keep up with having 15,000 words accurate all the time, this list is never going to be 100% accurate, I'll put it that way. And because a lot of words are like context sensitive, and like sometimes a yellow word can still end up in a green video if it's in the right context, like it's such a complicated system that it's almost a bad idea to narrow it down to just, triggering words. Because the way we tested these is we would just have like a blank video and then make the title accused, and then we watched it go from green to yellow. And so that's how we signified, okay, this word is demonetizable. However, you could have a title where it's like, someone accused me of doing something bad, and that video could end up green, so, you never know. One thing I should have emphasized more on the first video that I made was these asterisks. So whenever you see an asterisk next to a word, that means that I have seen it either green or yellow. I mean, you should have seen this list a couple of months ago. Right now we've got something like 937 terms on this list that are confirmed demonetized. But after testing all of the words once, we had close to like 2,000 words on this list. So I ended up going back and retesting every single word that we had yellow, and just confirming that they were either yellow or making them go green. And there are a couple of reasons why a whole bunch of the ones that used to be yellow are now green. And one reason, I think that sometime in the last couple months, YouTube had some sort of update or patch that actually added a lot of leniency to a lot of these words. Because, like, for example, the word actual used to be yellow. A lot of these words used to be yellow, and now they're green, which is really a good thing. I mean, we shouldn't be getting demonetized for, having the word adolescent in a title or something like that. And even in my personal channel, I do daily uploads where I just read people's stories, and so I deal with all sorts of different topics, and so sometimes I'll just get demonetized because I'm talking about a topic that's not even really my idea, I'm just reading somebody else's story. But as of late, I feel like I've been getting demonetized less and less. But since this has been blowing up all over the internet, I've been seeing a lot of reactions and responses to this list. I've seen a handful of people saying this list is complete bogus because they see words on this yellow list that they say, oh, I've had videos monetized with this word in it. Or I've seen ads on videos that have the word own in it. And I mean, there's a few logical explanations for that. One of them being that if a video is demonetized, the only person who really knows that is the uploader. Because even if it's demonetized, it can still have ads on it, it's just limited ads. And second, it could have been manually reviewed, because even though the bot might demonetize you for having a word like this in the title, I mean, a manual reviewer can still come in and say like, oh, yeah, that's okay. And then the third explanation is that maybe it was just the context. Like I said, I tested all these terms like on their own, and they were demonetized like this. I really don't understand why we have words like that or you on this list. I'm pretty sure it's not too hard to get a video monetized with words like that in the title, so I really don't know why they're demonetized on their own. But anyway, I just want to point out that I don't want you to look at this list and try and memorize all of these words as words that you're not allowed to ever say on YouTube. A much more effective way of using this list would be, let's say you just uploaded a video, you put in a title, a description, a thumbnail, all that stuff, and you've got it private, you're waiting to make sure that it's monetized so that you can publish it or schedule it for later. And then it goes yellow. So you're saying, okay, why is it yellow? Well then, what I would suggest is to go onto this list. In fact, it's even good to pay attention to the full list and just check each word in your title and your description and figure out if any of the words in your title show up on this list as yellow. And then if they do, maybe you could try changing that to a different word. Like, I'm just trying to help you spot things that might have gotten you demonetized. I can't necessarily prevent you from ever getting demonetized. I say that because, like, you might have a video that's monetized that has the word brutal in the title. I've said it before, the monetization bot can kind of tell context sometimes. So yeah, it's pretty much inevitable that a lot of people are going to think that I'm full of crap and that this list is totally bogus, and I mean, I'm prepared for it. In fact, the guys over at YouTube might even just come in and just completely change a lot of the stuff that's on this list and make me look like a complete fool altogether. Which, I mean, I'd probably be okay with, because, you know, maybe they'll actually go through and maybe remove a lot of these harmless words from this list. But anyway, that's how I would suggest looking at this list. You might also notice some of these words have 2 asterisks next to them. So that means I tested this word, it was green, and then I tested it again, it was yellow, so I added an asterisk, and then I tested it again, and it was green again. So you can kind of see that the testing on this is just, it can be a real pain. So I've tried a few different methods of testing these. I mean, all of them are just on this like side account that I have that's monetized with no actual public videos. I just have hundreds of private videos that are 2 seconds long that all I do is change the title, wait for 5 to 10 minutes for them to update, and then record the results. So for those of you who have actually dealt with the monetization, let's say you have a video that's yellow, and then you change a word that you think will make it green. Well, you still have to wait like, you know, 5, 10, sometimes 20 minutes for it to actually refresh and update to being a monetized video. So I'll usually do big batches of maybe 30 or 60 or 90 at a time, because, you know, there's like 30 per page. But the one guy that I've been working with on this, CeeLo, he came up with an automated system that we could test like a few hundred at a time. The problem that came about with that is that some of the results just don't come out accurately enough. I feel like the YouTube bot can scan a few videos at a time, but if you give it too many videos to scan, it just, sometimes it'll take forever, sometimes it just won't scan it at all. So like if I have a video that's titled like the F word, but it's like 15 pages back in my catalog, then sometimes it won't really scan correctly, which is why I get so many wrong results. So like oftentimes I will like list out a bunch of words, and then I'll see weird ones that turn out yellow. And so I'll be like, that's weird, I don't feel like that one should be yellow. So then I use that title in another video that was green, and then see if it actually goes from green to yellow. And if it does, then I say, alright, I confirm that it was a yellow word. Which is how I came about a lot of these confirmed yellows. And then there are others where it's like, these bad words came out as green. And so I'm like, okay, that seems a little strange. So then I'll put that green word on a video that was previously yellow. And if it makes it go from yellow to green, then I can say, okay, then that is confirmed a green word. And I've been really surprised sometimes of what words I've seen go green. But then there are times where I will put the same word on a green video and a yellow video, and both of the times they will just stay that color. So I'm like, well, what the heck am I supposed to think now? Because it kept a green video green, it kept a yellow video yellow, so is it a green word or a yellow word? Like, that's why I'm saying this testing can be a real pain. And sometimes I have to be really intricate just to figure out the answer on one individual word, which makes it nearly impossible to take care of, you know, thousands all by myself. So I imagine that at some point I will need to reach out and find extra help. I have had a handful of people request access to change this list, but as of right now, I'm a little overwhelmed with like all the publicity right now and trying to keep this list accurate and just dealing with all the chaos of this big release. So I will hopefully be able to find people that I can trust that will be really reliable and good enough at like actually figuring out the right answers for this that, you know, I can put them on this. Because yeah, I'm starting to feel like this project is going to get really out of hand for one person. But anyways, hopefully this video clears some things up. Unfortunately, most of the people who have found this list or watched Nerd City's video have not watched any of my videos. So they will probably never really get the clarification, and they will continue to make a lot of poor assumptions about it. So please share this video as well as the list itself. I also want to thank everybody who's already signed up for the Patreon. I started the Patreon so that I could hopefully do this full time, because I have to take a lot of time away from my regular income source to work on this. So if I'm able to make a full-time living off of just working on this, then I can put a lot more attention to it. And also, for anyone who wants to support and join the Patreon, I will be giving exclusive like monetization tips. And I might even be able to give out like a lot of personalized service where I can test out whatever you want. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this list can be of use to a lot of you. And I will continue to upload monetization tips in the future. So thanks for watching.